There is a moment many mothers remember clearly. Your daughter used to talk non-stop. She used to sit close, ask questions, share stories that seemed small but mattered. She used to tell you everything. And then, slowly, sometimes suddenly, something shifts. She answers with one word. She stays in her room longer. She pulls away when you try to hug her. She rolls her eyes, sighs, or says, "You wouldn't understand." And the hardest part isn't the distance. It's the silence inside you that starts asking questions you never wanted to ask. Did I do something wrong? Is she mad at me? Is someone else influencing her? Am I losing my daughter? This video is not here to blame you. It's not here to tell you to try harder, be more patient, or fix your parenting style. It's here to explain clearly, calmly, and scientifically what is actually happening inside a 12-year-old girl's brain, why this distance is common, and why it is not a rejection of love. It's a developmental shift, and understanding it changes everything. At around age 11 to 13, a girl's brain enters one of the most intense periods of neurological remodeling she will experience until adulthood. According to research from Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child, early adolescence is marked by rapid changes in the limbic system, the emotional center of the brain, while the prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning, impulse control, and emotional regulation, is still under construction. This creates a very specific internal experience. Emotions feel stronger, reactions feel faster, self-awareness increases sharply, and sensitivity to judgment, especially from parents, skyrockets. To a mother, it looks like withdrawal. To the child's nervous system, it feels like survival. One of the most misunderstood changes at this age is not rebellion, but self-differentiation. Developmental psychologists at Oxford University describe early adolescence as the stage where a child begins forming a psychological identity separate from their primary caregiver. For girls, this separation often shows up first in the relationship with the mother, not because the bond is weak, but because it is strong. Your daughter isn't pulling away because you failed. She's pulling away because your presence matters. Around this age, a girl becomes acutely aware of herself as a social being. She starts monitoring how she sounds, how she looks, how she is perceived, how her emotions appear to others. Her brain is constantly scanning for social safety. And here's the painful part for many mothers. The parent who once felt safest now feels emotionally intense. Not unsafe, just overwhelming. That intensity can feel confusing to a child who is still learning how to regulate her emotions. So she does what her nervous system knows best. She creates distance. This distance is not indifference. It is regulation. The American Academy of Pediatrics explains that during early adolescence, children increasingly rely on avoidance rather than communication when emotions feel too big. Silence becomes a coping strategy. Withdrawal becomes self-protection. And to the parents watching from the outside, it feels like rejection. Another layer most families don't talk about is neurological reprioritization. The adolescent brain temporarily shifts its focus away from parental cues and toward peer-based input. Studies funded by the National Institutes of Health show that during early adolescence, the brain's reward centers become more responsive to social acceptance from peers than approval from parents. This does not mean parents stop mattering. It means the brain is rehearsing independence. And rehearsal is often messy. This is why your daughter may suddenly trust friends more than you, hide parts of her inner world, react defensively to simple questions, seem embarrassed by your concern. From the inside, she feels exposed. From the outside, you feel shut out. Both experiences are real. There is also something uniquely gendered about this stage for girls. Girls tend to internalize stress more deeply than boys. Research from APA indicates that early adolescent girls show higher levels of emotional rumination, meaning they replay thoughts, feelings, and interactions repeatedly in their minds. So when a mother asks, "What's wrong?" the daughter often doesn't know how to answer. Not because she doesn't trust you, but because her emotions are still unorganized. Silence feels safer than explanation. Many mothers try to respond by increasing closeness. More questions, more advice, more reminders of values, more attempts to stay connected. Ironically, this can increase distance. Not because it's wrong, but because the child's nervous system isn't ready for intensity. Connection is still needed, but it has to change form. Here is one of the most important truths research keeps confirming. Children don't pull away from parents they feel secure with. They pull away from parents they assume will still be there. Security allows exploration, and exploration often looks like distance. There is a quiet grief many mothers don't name. It's the grief of losing the version of your child who needed you openly. That grief is real, and it deserves compassion, but it does not mean the bond is broken. It means the relationship is evolving. Instead of asking, how do I get her to open up? The more powerful question is, how do I stay emotionally available without intruding? Science gives us some guidance here. Neuroscientists studying attachment consistently emphasize the concept of co-regulation over control. At this age, children don't need parents to manage their emotions. They need parents to remain regulated themselves. Your calm becomes the environment. Your steadiness becomes the signal. This is why short, non-invasive moments matter more than long conversations. Sitting nearby without questioning. Sharing a neutral activity. Making comments without expecting responses. These moments tell the nervous system, I'm here, I'm not forcing, I'm safe. And safety invites return. One of the biggest mistakes parents make, out of love, is interpreting withdrawal as disrespect. When the mother takes distance personally, she may respond with criticism, guilt, or pressure. That teaches the child one thing. Connection comes with emotional cost, and cost makes distance more attractive. Repair matters more than perfection. If you snapped, if you pushed too hard, if you reacted from fear, the relationship is not damaged beyond repair. What matters is the emotional reset, a simple acknowledgement, a soft tone, a moment of presence without agenda. According to attachment research, repair strengthens bonds more than constant harmony. It's also important to talk about modern stresses that amplify this phase. Today's 12-year-old girls are navigating social media exposure, body comparison, early identity pressure, constant performance expectations. Their nervous systems are overloaded. And when the nervous system is overloaded, it seeks quiet, often away from the person who feels emotions most deeply, which is usually the mother. This doesn't mean you withdraw too. It means you hold space without chasing. You stay curious without interrogating. You stay warm without crowding. You stay present without demanding closeness. This balance is hard, and that's why so many parents struggle here. If you are watching this and feeling both recognition and discomfort, that's normal. Many mothers silently wonder if they missed a window, if they should have done something differently, if the closeness will ever return. Research and lived experience say this clearly. The bond is not gone. It is reorganizing, and how you respond now shapes how safe it will feel for her to come back. This stage does not require louder parenting. It requires steadier parenting, less reacting, more observing, less fixing, more trusting. One day, often quietly, she will start talking again. Not because you forced it, but because she felt respected in her distance. And that respect becomes a bridge back. If part of this felt uncomfortably familiar, you are not alone. Many parents are walking this exact stage, asking the same quiet questions, feeling the same mix of love and loss. And understanding what's happening doesn't make it painless. But it does make it less frightening, because now you know this is not rejection. This is development. And your presence, calm, patient, and grounded, still matters more than you realize.